There were times when we thought they might shoot us. When we first went to cut the fence, you know, we had no idea what would happen.
I mean, if you know, what is this in aid of? Is this to prevent us getting in or you lot getting out?
Yeah.
We've sent the message over to Moscow. We must have more barbed wire! Cover the world in barbed wire!
100% security is impossible unless you had a man every sort of 5 metres, and there is no way any base could sustain that. The police women were definitely seen as an irritant. We did tend to know when things were going to happen, so there would be perhaps a larger presence in normal, but of course, you know, you could never fully secure the base.
I think our experience has shown how impossible it is to prevent individual groups of people intent on committing criminal offences, faced with the inevitability of arrest, of doing so. I think that the deterrent factor of certainty of detection no longer applies in these circumstances. If I were to have sufficient police officers to ensure that no criminal offence was committed, I would require approximately 15,000 people every day.
I can remember the discussions that went on for about 2 years about whether to cut the fence or not, whether this would be a violent action or not.
When we realised, well, we could do it, we then thought, you know, well, what are the repercussions going to be? By then it was obvious that you could be arrested for criminal damage or whatever. And we got to the motorway service station and stopped and sat down for tea and a bun. And that was the moment at which we thought, actually, we're going to have to go through with this because they're not going to stop us. You know, they don't know we're coming. They're not here. There's no roadblock. We're going to get to Greenham and cut the fence down. We had this code of black cardigans, you know, on the phone to each other. Have you got your black cardigan yet? And, I mean, it really, really showed the strength of the Greenham organisation, because the way that it was done, it was word of mouth, and it was don't tell anyone that you don't really trust. And that sense that we had of who we could trust, it turned out to be 100% foolproof because they didn't know we were going. And that in spite of the fact that we bought up every pair of bolt cutters in London. I mean, I don't know how they didn't notice that. I mean, it's kind of worrying in a way.
We had huge amounts of fun in the end. We didn't think we were going to, but we discovered how to use bolt cutters. And we cut through the barbed wire, and we cut through the fence, and we opened windows and doors into the base again and again and again.
The idea was to keep it in the public eye and to try and get some reporting, if possible, some letting people know that the base was there and it was not that secure.
I think the single most important thing that it gave me was an understanding that rules aren't necessarily to be kept, and that this kind of good little English girl act can stop you from doing an awful lot of things. And it made me understand that anything that you want to do and that you can see the point of, you can actually just go ahead and do it and keep doing it until somebody physically comes and stops you.
Faced with a government that had airlifted in American cruise missiles against the wishes of the majority of the population, women's frustration erupted into action.
Well, have you seen pictures of bodies all burnt? Imagine it's you and your family so hurt. We can stop the madness, but we must do it now. So come down to Greenham, take a fence down at Greenham. We won't move from Greenham, for time's running out.